Okay, welcome everyone to the first episode of Flying with Sim. Today we're at the Bangalore International Airport, and we're going to be flying all the way to Trivandrum International Airport. And what we have today is the PMDG 737-800. We're going to be carrying about 150 passengers with payload. And with me, I have a co-pilot from FS2Crew to help me with the piloting the aircraft. Alright, so without further ado, let's get started.
SA03151811 Heavy. Cleared for takeoff runway 32.
Okay, so first thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be planning the flight, and for that we'll be using SimBrief. So let's jump right into the planning stage, and we'll come back when the planning flight plan is complete. Alright. Alright, so welcome to the planning stage of this flight, and we're going to be doing the planning in the SimBrief. If you don't know SimBrief, which is basically a website, a service from Navigraph, you can go to Google and search for SimBrief, and you can sign up and get there. There's a free account and a paid account. The paid is usually part of the Navigraph account, but what I'm showing you here is the free version. The only problem with free version is that we are not going to be working with the latest ARAC cycle. We're going to be working with a slightly outdated ARAC information. But for casual flight, this is more than enough. So and this tutorial is basically for the people who just wanted to get the flight up and running, right? So without wasting any time, let's see how we can go ahead and file a new flight, or plan a new flight, excuse me. So there you go. Click on the new flight button over here. Now you need to enter some information. You need the airline code and the flight number. So I'm not gonna be super realistic here. I'm just gonna go with the one that I usually use, which is Sierra Alpha 0315. For some reason, I really like that the flight number. So we're gonna be doing going from the Bangalore, which is VOBL, all the way to Trivandrum, which is VOTB, right? The alternate will set it to auto, and I'm going to be slightly going back on time here. I'm going to be departing at 3:30 in the afternoon, so just have to put that here. Okay, cool. Now we're back, and the aircraft that we're going to be using is the PMDG 737-800. So we need to find that. There you go. It's 737-800. And the airframe is usually the economic version, which we'll be driving, right? So click economy over there, and then the ATC call sign. I'm going to keep all that as default. So the system will calculate all the information. Now I'm only going to be taking 150 passengers. So all the other information is taken care of, and we'll be arriving at 30. Alright. The arrival is 32. Oh, and departure is 0911. If we just want to double check the weather information, we can click it over here. We can have that meet our information, where we can go ahead and check check for weather information, right? And then you click over here, you can see the wind direction and wind components, and how it's affecting how it's going to be affecting the flight, or basically, what's happening relative of the runway that we're going to be using. So it looks like 9L, we were having a headwind, so this is pretty cool. So we're going to be using that. Okay, so just to double check the information. Now fuel planning, again, I'm not going to be super realistic here. I just wanted to I have a 45 minutes extra reserve just in case if something goes bad, and here we have a lot of information, but I'm just going to keep that in auto for now. Let's check our route. We're going to be taking off runway 09, following this route all the way to Trivandrum. Alright, so we're expecting it at 32 We're expecting 32 runway here on our approach. Okay, cool. So looks like everything is set up. The only thing remaining is go ahead and generate the flight. There you go. Our flight is generated. We have the block time, the air time, all that information is here. We have our load sheets, we have our route details. Okay, briefing preview where we have all that information calculated and done for you, so you can check your reserves, total fuel, taxi fuel, all that information, right? And this first page is pretty important because you have a lot of information. Again, since we're using SimBrief, what we're going to be doing in the simulator is that we're going to be connecting this data directly to SimBrief so that we can import this data from SimBrief to your aircraft. Alright, so it's going to do a lot of things easier. That's going to make a lot of things easier for you. So we'll check that when we are inside the aircraft. And for now, just take a look at some of the important things. You know, we have our cost index here, which is calculated as 14. We have our the climb, you know, our the cruising altitude. So if you take a look at this, we have a lot of information that you can find even on the first page itself. Alright, so something that to keep in mind in case if you're not connected to the SimBrief, and then, you know, if you wanted to import all this information manually, you can definitely do that from here. Okay, now it looks cool. So so we're gonna leave that here as of now, and we're gonna be jumping right into the cockpit, and let's prepare our aircraft for the departure. Alright, see you there. Okay, cool. Welcome back everyone into the cockpit. Today is a great evening. Weather looks okay. We'll be flying under the IFR flight rules, and our aircraft is right now cold and dark. Nothing is set up. We're going to be starting this up. So first thing we're going to be doing is that we need to go into the electronic flight bag. Electronic flight bag over here, and then import the data from SimBrief. Okay. Cool. Now that's loaded, let's get started. Alright, our first officer is here, so let's start it.
Let's start setting up.
Okay.
Okay, while the first officer is going through the electrical power-up procedures, let's have the passengers board on the aircraft.
Clearance delivery South Australia 0315738 IFR to Trivandrum, ready to copy. SA 0315738 is cleared to Trivandrum Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 09er, left climb and maintain 11,000 feet. Departure frequency is 118.9er squawk 2011. SA 0315738 cleared to Trivandrum Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 09er, left climb and maintain 11,000 feet. Departure on 118.9er squawk 2011. SA 0315738 lead back, correct. Contact ground on 121.775. Good day. Ground South Australia 03157338 with Kilo ready to taxi IFR.
SA0315738 taxi to and halt short of runway 09er left via taxiway Alpha. Contact tower on 119.05 when ready.
Taxiing hold short runway 09er left using taxiway Alpha South Australia 03157338.
I'm out for the walk around.
Okay, now that the co-pilot is out for the walk around, we'll go ahead and set up the SMCU.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, I would love to welcome you aboard our flight. When you find your seat, please be sure to place your larger carry-on items in the overhead bins and smaller items underneath the seat in front of you. Unless you're in a front row, please place all of your items in the overhead bin. If you have any trouble finding a location for your carry-on items, please let a flight attendant know and we will be happy to assist you. If the overhead bin is full after you put your carry-on inside of it, please close the bin as a courtesy to other passengers. Once all your items are put away, please clear the aisle and sit down in your seat to allow other passengers to find their seats as well. If you are seated in an emergency exit row, please read the exit seating responsibilities in the safety card in the seat back in front of you. Please make sure you are willing and able to perform the actions required. If you are not able or prefer not to perform these actions, please let a flight attendant know so you can be reseated. Now's the time to get out any last-minute text messages if you need to, but we ask that once we depart from the gate, you put away any laptops or tablets. Thank you, and welcome aboard.
Okay, we're almost set.
We are ready to go when you are.
Alright, cool. So it looks like
Good
our boarding is
afternoon,
complete.
ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard Flight 315. Our flight time will be roughly 1 hour and 30 minutes. Now that the cabin door is closed, please make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your large devices are now shut down and stowed. Please fasten your seatbelt and make sure that all tray tables and seat backs are in the full
Cockpit to
upright
ground.
and locked position for departure.
Go ahead,
Cabin
flight
crew,
deck.
secure
We
doors
will be
for
ready
departure.
shortly. Roger. Cockpit to ground. Go ahead, flight deck. Confirm all ground checks complete. We're cleared to pressurize the hydraulics. All ground checks are complete and you are cleared to pressurize the hydraulics.
I'm back. No issues on the walk around.
Okay.
Now our co-pilot is doing the pre-flight procedures.
Glide slow. Pull up. Wind shear. Wind shear. Wind shear. Terrain. Terrain. Pull up.
Airspeed low. Airspeed low.
Sink rate. Pull up. Terrain. Pull up. Don't sink. Don't sink. Too low. Terrain. Too low. Gear. Too low. Flaps. Too low. Terrain. Glide slow.
Bank angle, bank angle.
Approaching minimums. Minimums. 2,500. 1,000. 500. 400. 300. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10. Wind shear. Wind shear. Wind shear. Too low. Terrain. TCAS test. Pass.
Hi, here's the fuel slip.
Thanks.
Welcome. Have a nice flight.
Request ATC clearance.
Good afternoon. 315. 315. It's at the gate with the numbers. Requesting ATC clearance. Okay, cleared to our destination as filed. Score code is as assigned. 315.
Pre-flight checklist.
Pre-flight checklist. Oxygen.
Tested 100%.
Tested 100%. Navigation transfer and display switches. Normal auto. Windows heat. On. Pressurization mode selector. Auto. Flight instruments.
Heading 182. Altimeter 1016.
Heading 182. Altimeter 1016. Parking brake.
Set.
Engine start lever.
Cutoff.
Pre-flight checklist completed.
Request pushback and start clearance.
Ground 315. Requesting pushback and start clearance. Okay, clear to push and start. 315.
Cockpit to ground. Go ahead, flight deck. We are ready for pushback and engine start. Roger. Release the parking brakes, please. Parking brakes released. Pushing back.
Before start checklist.
Stand by.
You are clear behind, and you can start your engines at your discretion.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the front of the aircraft for a safety demonstration. When the seatbelt light is on, please make sure that your seatbelt is fastened low and tight across your lap. To fasten, insert the metal fittings into one another. Tighten by pulling on the loose end of the strap. To release your seatbelt, lift the upper portion of the buckle. In the event that the seatbelt light is not on, we suggest that you keep your seatbelt fastened in case of unexpected turbulence. Please take a few moments to now locate one of the several emergency exits on this aircraft. In some cases, your nearest exit may be behind you. In case of an emergency and we need to evacuate the aircraft, there is lighting on the floor that will guide you towards the exit. In the event that the cabin loses pressure, an oxygen mask will drop right in front of you. To start the flow of oxygen, pull the mask towards you. Place it firmly over your nose and mouth and secure the elastic band behind your head. Tighten the straps if necessary and breathe normally.
Pushback
Although the bag
complete.
does not
Set
inflate,
parking brakes,
oxygen is
please.
flowing to the mask. If you are traveling with a child or someone who requires assistance,
Parking brakes set.
secure your mask
Roger.
first and
Okay,
then
the
use
tow bar
helmet.
is
Keep your
disconnected
mask on
and the
until a member
equipment
of
is
the
clear.
crew
We will
advises
see you on the right-hand side
In
with
the
the pin.
unlikely event of a
Thanks,
water
and you can
main,
disconnect
the
and go to
light
hand
is
signals.
located in a
Thanks.
pouch
Have a
under
good
the
flight.
seat
See you
between
later.
the armrests. When instructed to do so, open the plastic pouch and remove the vest. Flip it over your head. Wrap the straps around your waist and buckle at the
Before
front.
start
Pull the
checklist.
straps tight. Complete the
Before
vest
start
firmly on the
checklist.
red
Flight
portal
deck
when
door
exiting the
closed and
aircraft.
locked.
If it doesn't
MCP.
inflate automatically, you may blow into the mouthpiece for
V2
manual
1
inflation.
0 0 heading 0 9 0 altitude flight level 1 1 0
Takeoff
Please make
speeds.
sure to exit the aircraft as soon as possible
V1
and give a line.
VR V2
Please
to
securely
go.
stow your
CDU
personal items.
pre-flight.
Make sure your seatbelts are fastened and seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position. We remind you that this is a non-smoking flight. Tampering with, disabling, or destroying the smoke detectors located in the lavatories is prohibited by law. All of this information and more can be
Completed.
found in the
Rudder
seat
failure
located in the
check.
seat back in front of you. Reach us
3 and 0.
letting the
Taxi
cabin
and takeoff
members know if
briefing.
you have any questions. Thank you for flying with us
Completed.
today.
Are you sure
and we
about
hope you
that?
enjoy your flight.
Anti-collision light on. Before start checklist completed.
808 readback, correct. Contact ground on 121.775. Good day.
Are you ready for the departure brief?
Go ahead.
Okay, it's going to be a standard pushback and start off the gate. Taxi route will be as assigned by ATC. It will be a left seat takeoff, using rated thrust. Landing a flaps 5 takeoff. Anti-ice will be off. Standard reject actions to V1 is briefed. From V1, or if the calls continue, I will continue the takeoff as per the standard company procedures. We are under our maximum landing weight, so we are okay to make an immediate return. The departure routing will be via the ATC assigned SID, complying with all published speeds and altitude restrictions. No noise abatement procedures required. Any questions, comments, or concerns?
No questions.
Departure brief complete. Start sequence is 2, then 1.
Check.
Ground Air India 808 with Kilo ready to taxi IFR.
Start engine 2.
Starting
Air
engine
India
2.
808 taxi to and hold short of runway 09er left using taxiway Alpha. Contact tower on 119er
Oil pressure.
05 when ready. Ground Ifley 611 Heavy request taxi to the gate. Ifley 611 Heavy taxi to gate 5 via taxiway Alpha. Taxiing, hold short runway 09er left using taxiway Alpha Air India 808. Taxiing to gate 5 via taxiway
Start
Alpha
engine
Ifley
1.
611 Heavy.
Starting engine 1. Oil pressure. Starter cutout. Number 2 stable.
Isolate a pack.
Pack isolated.
Flaps 5.
Starter cutout. Number 1 stable.
Flight controls check complete.
We're ready for departure.
Okay, so we are ready to taxi, so go through the taxi checklist.
Before taxi checklist.
Before taxi checklist. Generators on. Probe heat on. Anti-ice off. Isolation valve auto. Engine start switches continuous. Recall
Checked.
checked. Order brake RTO. Engine start lever.
Idle detent.
Flight controls.
Checked.
Ground equipment.
Clear.
Clear. Before taxi checklist completed.
Request taxi clearance.
Ground. Good afternoon. 315. Ready to taxi. Cleared to taxi. 315.
Ground
Clear
generic
left.
Alpha
Clear
Kilo
right.
Juliet 1 tree 24 taxi to the gate. Generic Alpha Kilo Juliet 1 tree 24 taxi to gate 6 via taxiway Alpha. Taxiing to gate 6 using taxiway Alpha Generic Tree 24. requesting pushback. IFLI 441 pushback request accepted. Ground IFLI 5034 taxi to the gate. IFLI 5034 taxi to gate 4 via taxiway Alpha. Taxiing to gate 4 via taxiway Alpha IFLI 5034.
Tower South Australia 0315738 ready for IFR departure runway 09er left.
SA 0315738, altimeter 30.03, wind 141 at 6. Traffic is generic on final. Cleared for takeoff runway 09er left.
Before takeoff
Cleared
checklist.
for takeoff runway 09er left
Before
South
takeoff
Australia
checklist.
0315738.
Flaps 5, green light.
Stabilizer trim.
Tower Express India
4.0
4012 heavy
units.
11
Before
miles
takeoff
west
checklist
inbound,
completed.
ILS runway
Request
09er
takeoff
left
clearance.
approach.
Tower 315
Express
ready
India
for departure.
4012 heavy tower. Altimeter 30.03, wind
Cleared for
141 at
departure.
6.
315.
Cleared ILS
Before takeoff
runway
procedure.
09er left approach.
Okay. Clear on the approach.
Cleared ILS runway 09er left approach. Express India 4012 heavy. Tower Vistara 86510 miles west inbound ILS runway 09er left approach. Vistara 865 tower. Altimeter 30.03, wind 141 at 6. Cleared ILS runway 09er left approach. Tower IFLI 605512 miles
Takeoff.
west inbound ILS runway 09er left approach. IFLI 6055 tower. Altimeter 30.03, wind 141 at 6. Cleared ILS runway 09er left approach. Cleared ILS runway 09er left approach Vistara 865. Tower IFLI 6 heavy 12 miles west inbound ILS runway 09er left approach. IFLI 6136 heavy
Thrust
tower.
set.
Altimeter 30.03, wind 141 at 6. Cleared ILS runway 09er left approach.
80 knots.
Checked.
Vistara 865, follow the generic on final. Wind 141 at 6. Clear to land runway 09er left. Cleared ILS runway 09er left approach, IFLI 6136 heavy. Clear to land runway 09er left, Vistara 865.
Positive
Express
right.
India 4012 heavy, number 2,
Gear up.
landing.
Gear up.
Follow the generic on final. Wind 141 at
400
6.
feet.
Engage
Clear to land
LNAV.
runway
LNAV.
09er left. SA 0315738, contact Chennai Center on 118.
Set flaps up speed.
Set.
Good day.
Flaps 1.
Speed check.
Cleared ILS runway 09er left approach IFLI 6055.
118.9er South Australia
Command A.
0315738.
Flaps 1 set.
Goodbye. Chennai Center South Australia 0315738 is passing 4,000 feet climbing 11,000 feet.
SA 0315738, Chennai, center altimeter 30.03 radar, contact continued to BL 402. Air India 808 climb and maintain flight level 240.
flaps up.
Speed checked.
Climb and maintain flight level 240, Air India 808.
Flaps up set.
After takeoff checklist.
Stand by.
After takeoff checklist.
After takeoff checklist. Engine bleeds on. Backs. Auto. Landing gear up and off. Flaps up. No lights. After takeoff checklist complete.
Ladies and gentlemen from the cockpit, this is your captain speaking. We'd like to extend our welcome on board to you today. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight.
SA-0315738, climb and maintain flight level 240.
Climb and maintain flight level 240 South Australia 0315738.
$10,000.
Transition set standard.
Standard set. Passing flight level 109.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now passed 10,000 feet. You may now turn on your larger portable electronic devices. This is also a reminder to please keep your seatbelt fastened while you're seated and do not congregate in the galleys or near the lavatory.
Now,
This aircraft
checked.
is equipped with onboard Wi-Fi. You will be required to pay a small fee if you wish to access it.
Detune
We
the
do offer
nets.
complimentary
Roger.
in-flight TV thanks to our partners. Connect to the Wi-Fi and you will be able to access our wide range of free live TV and paid movies library.
You have control.
I have control.
climb and maintain flight level tree 60.
Climb and maintain flight level tree 60 South Australia 0315738. 127.55 South Australia 0315738. Goodbye. Bangalore Centre South Australia 0315738 is at flight level 280 climbing flight level 360.
SA 0315738 Bangalore Centre radar contact. Continue to stand by.
Bangalore Centre South Australia 0315738. Request flight level 360.
SA 0315738 climb and maintain flight level 360.
Climb and maintain flight level 360 South Australia 0315738. Bangalore Centre South Australia 0315738. Request flight level 280.
SA 0315738 descend and maintain flight level 280.
Climb and maintain flight level 280 South Australia 0315738.
$1,000 to level. $1,000 to level.
In a few moments, we'll be starting our in-flight service. We'll be serving complimentary drinks and snacks. Please look in your seatback for our list of complimentary and premium drinks. Premium drinks are available for a small charge. Please note that we only accept
Trivandrum
credit
Center,
cards.
South Australia, 03157338, flight level 280.
SA03157338, Trivandrum Center, radar contact. Continue to Charlie, Charlie Bravo.
I have control.
You have control.
Okay, we're about 19 nautical miles towards the top of descent, so let's prepare for the descent.
Express India 1132. Express India 1132 descend and maintain 8,700 feet.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the cockpit, we'll be starting our initial descent shortly. Again, thanks for flying with us today. We appreciate your business.
Descend and maintain 8,700 feet. Express India 1132. Express India 1132, you are 26 miles northeast. Descend and maintain 6,200 feet. Keep speed north. Express India 1132, heavy climb and maintain 12,000 feet. maintain 12,000 feet. Express
Are you ready for the approach brief?
Okay.
The arrival routing will be via the ATC assigned star.
Descend and
flying
maintain
with all
flight level
published speeds
220
and
South
altitude
Australia
restrictions. For an ILS
03157338.
approach, planning a flaps 40 landing. Taxi route in will be as assigned by ATC. We'll be arriving at a remote stand. We'll use the APU, but please delay the start until my command as we have a long taxi in. Descent speeds and navigation radios are set. Airport NOTAMs have been reviewed. Any questions, comments, or concerns?
No questions.
Approach brief complete.
Clear to CI 366.
I have control.
You have control.
Descent checklist.
Stand by.
Express India 1132 climb and maintain
Descent
11,000
checklist.
feet.
Descent checklist. Pressurization. Landing altitude is 0 feet. Recall checked. Auto brake. Level max. Landing data.
VREF 139, no DH set.
VREF 139. No DH set. Approach briefing.
Completed.
Descent checklist completed.
315738. Please expedite your descent flight level 220. FA 0315738. Please expedite your descent flight level 220. Express India 7902 climb and maintain 15,000 feet.
Approach checklist.
Approach checklist. Altimeters.
2992, set.
2992. Set. Approach checklist complete.
043 in. SA 0315738 descend and maintain 3,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 3,000 feet. Expect ILS runway tree 2 approach via D043 in transition cleared to D043 and SA 0315738.
Alright, so we're coming upon the airport. So right in front of us will be Trivandrum Airport. What we're going to be doing is like when we go down below 10,000 feet, we'll turn on the landing lights and we'll change the altimeter to the provided altimeter, according to the weather by the ATC. And then when we're going to be rolling the final right towards our runway, we'll be using a standard ILS approach on runway 32. We've already dialed in the ILS frequencies, so we're going to be waiting for the final call from the ATC, and then we'll land the aircraft using the instrument approach. past 15,000 feet. Our initial target altitude would be 8,000 according to our plan. So if you take a look at here, it's the TA304 intersection. That's what we're targeting for, the 8,000 feet over here. And also the same goes in our Lex page also. So from the 8,000, we're going to be targeting for the 3,500. Then vector in to line up for immersion. We have an error. Let's try to slow down a little bit using the spoiler. And when we hit that 10,000 feet, since the descent rate is managed by the VNAV, it's going to level up. Try to bring the aircraft to below 250 knots, then we'll resume the descent.
Contact approach on 119.6. Good day.
119.6 South Australia 0315738. Goodbye. Approach South Australia 0315738 is at 10,200 feet, descending 3,000 feet.
10,000.
SA 0315738, approach altimeter 29.82, radar contact, continue.
Okay, we got our altimeter, so we're going to
Stand by.
The flight crew has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. Please return to your seat to fasten your seatbelt.
Transition set altimeter 2982.
We have begun our final descent
2982
into
set,
your
crossing
destination. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin to collect any trash one
Now
final
checked.
time. Please ensure tray tables are stowed and seats are in the full upright position. Please also store any carry-on items either in the seat back pocket or under the seat in front of you. Please complete all Wi-Fi related tasks and stow any larger electronics.
Approach checklist.
Approach checklist. Altimeters.
2982. Set.
2982. Set. Approach checklist complete.
Flaps 1.
Speed checked. Flaps 1 set.
Flaps 5. Gear down. Flaps 15.
Check speed. Speed checked.
Descend and maintain 2 THOUs in feet South Australia 03157338.
Flaps 5 set.
Gear down. Flaps 15.
Speed checked. Speed brake up. Gear down.
Flaps 30.
Flaps 15 set. Speed checked. Flaps 30 set.
Flaps 40.
Speed checked. Flaps 40 set.
Command B.
Autopilot on.
Okay, so we have our ILS instruments coming online. We can see our glide slope. Here we have the glide slope arm. Right now it's on VNAV, and the localizer is captured. So we're waiting for the glide slopes to be captured as well.
Contact Trivandrum Tower on 118.1 when inbound on the approach.
Tower on 118.1 South Australia 0315738. Trivandrum Tower South Australia 0315738 8 miles southeast inbound ILS runway 32 approach.
SA 0315738, Trivandrum Tower. Altimeter 29.82, wind calm, cleared ILS runway 32 approach.
Cleared ILS runway 32 approach South Australia 0315738.
Landing checklist.
Landing checklist. Engine start switches.
Continuous.
Speed brake.
Armed.
Landing gear.
SA 0315738, wind calm, cleared to land runway
Flaps
32.
40, green light.
Landing checklist completed.
Fleet 6627,
Cleared.
contact Trivandrum Center on 125.905. Good day.
Continue.
Cleared to land runway 32 South Australia 0315738.
Going to 125.905, Fleet 6627.
Radio altimeter alarm. Cabin crew, take your seats.
Approaching. 3, 2.
Landing.
Not stable.
Sync rate.
Looks like we're gonna have to
Sync
go
rate.
around.
Go around,
Sync
flaps
rate.
15.
Speed brake up.
Sync rate.
Flaps 15.
Sync rate.
Flaps,
Pull up.
flaps. Unstable,
Pull
unstable.
Up. Sync rate. 300. Airspeed full. Airspeed full. 200.
Manual flight.
Autopilot off. Positive rate.
Trivandrum Tower South Australia 0315738 is going missed.
Unstable, unstable.
SA 0315738, contact approach
400
on
feet.
119.6.
Manual flight.
Flaps.
Autopilot off.
119.6 South Australia 0315738. Goodbye. Approach South Australia 0315738 is missed approach at Trivandrum.
SA 0315738, you are 3 miles northwest. Climb and maintain 3,200 feet. Expect VOR DME runway tree 2 approach via Tango Victor Mike transition. Cleared to Tango Victor Mike.
Climb and maintain 3,200 feet. Expect VOR DME
Man
runway
A.
tree 2 approach
Autopilot
via
on.
Tango Victor Mike transition. Cleared to Tango Victor Mike South Australia 0315738.
too high. I failed to capture the glide slope, so that's what happened. So we're gonna try landing the aircraft again today.
SA-03157 tree.
Set flaps up
Expedite
speed.
your climb
Set.
3,200 feet.
Okay, so
Gear up.
Gear up. 1000 to level.
SA-03157 tree 8 descent and maintain 1,900 feet.
Descend and maintain 1,900 feet South Australia 03157 tree 8.
Flaps 1.
Speed checked. Flaps 1 set.
Flaps 5.
Radio altimeter alive. Cabin crew, take your seats. Speed checked. Flaps 5 set.
SA-03157
Gear down.
tree
Flaps
8,
15.
you are 4
Check
miles
speed.
southeast of Trivandrum. Contact Trivandrum Tower on 118.1 when inbound.
Tower on 118.1 South Australia 03157 tree 8. Trivandrum Tower South Australia 03157 tree 8 5 miles southeast inbound for DME runway tree 2 approach.
SA-03157 tree 8, Trivandrum Tower. Altimeter 29.8 tree, wind calm, cleared VOR DME runway tree 2 approach.
Cleared your DME runway tree 2 approach South Australia 03157 tree 8.
Scooter 531 contact, Trivandrum Center on 125.905. Good day.
Gear down. Flaps 15.
Check speed.
Going to 125.905 Scooter 531.
Gear down. Flaps 15.
Check speed.
Command B.
Autopilot on.
Gear down. Flaps 15.
Speed checked. Gear down.
Airspeed, hold.
Flaps 30.
Flaps 15 set. Speed checked. Flaps 30 set.
Flaps 40.
Speed checked. Flaps 40 set.
way. So we have the glide slope and the localizer captured, and the speed is managed by us. 50 knots.
SA 0315738, wind calm, cleared to land runway tree 2.
Landing checklist.
Cleared to land runway
Landing
tree 2
checklist.
South
Engine
Australia
start switches.
0315738.
Continuous.
Speed brake.
Armed.
Landing gear.
Down.
Flaps.
Flaps 40, green light.
Landing checklist completed.
Cleared. Continue.
And there's our runway.
Landing.
1,000.
1,000 feet. Not stable.
So we have our auto land system enabled.
Approaching. 3, 2.
You can see that over here, rollout and flare is out on standby. So when we're close to the runway, it will take over and roll out automatically.
Traffic. Traffic.
This is something I hate about Microsoft ATC system. You know, it gives us clearance even when there are risk of traffic. So if there is traffic on the runway, we're going to be running over them.
$500.
500 feet.
$400. 300. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30.
There's a retard on
20.
rollout.
10.
Flare. Okay, nice landing.
Speed brake up. No reverse, engine 1 and engine 2. 60 knots.
Checked.
Okay, reverse pistons
SA
off.
0315738, turn next taxiway.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached our destination. The local time is 5:24 p.m. and it's currently about 30 degrees Celsius. You can now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Remember to use caution when opening the overhead bins as items may have shifted during the flight. We thank you for flying with us and we hope to see you again soon.
Okay, let's go to our gates.
SA 0315738, exit runway, when able.
That's our autopilot turned off. We'll go away pretty soon. Okay.
SA 0315738, contact ground on 121.9er.
121.9er South Australia 0315738. Goodbye.
Alright, let's request the ground. Sorry, go back to this. Ground. Taxi gates.
Trivandrum ground South Australia 0315738, request taxi to the gate.
SA 0315738, taxi to gate 15 using taxiway.
Taxiing to gate 15 using taxiway South Australia 0315738.
3 minutes.
Beautiful. So parking brake set.
Trivandrum ground South Australia 03157338. Could you please connect the jetway to the aircraft?
SA 03157338. The jetway is going to be connected.
Shutdown checklist.
Stand by.
Shutdown checklist.
Shutdown checklist. Fuel pumps off. Probe heat. Auto. Hydronic panel set. Flaps.
Up.
Parking brake.
Set.
Engine start lever.
Cut off.
Weather radar.
Off.
Off. Shutdown checklist complete.
Secure checklist, please.
Secure checklist. IRS. Something is wrong here. Emergency exit light. Something is wrong here. Window heat. Something is wrong here. PACX. Something is wrong here. Secure checklist complete.
Alright. So let me... IRA. Okay, super. Now the passengers can get off the aircraft. Alright, so that marks the end of the flight. Well, thank you for flying with me today. It's been great. I really enjoyed the flight today. Hope you guys learned something. And we're going to be doing a lot of series on aircraft flying, especially focused on beginners who wanted to get into the Microsoft Simulator and learn to fly. So we'll go through the systems, all the different aircraft procedures and things like that. Today's flight was just a taste of what it is coming, just to showcase and just have some fun flying around India. So tomorrow, the next video, I'm going to be taking the flight from our Kozhikode International Airport to the Trivandrum International Airport. It's going to be a short flight, but we're going to go through a lot of basic setups in there more detailedly than this one. Alright, so thank you again for watching this, and I hope you enjoyed the flight, and let's catch up next time. Have a beautiful day, and thanks for flying with Sim.
SA 03151811 Heavy. Cleared for takeoff runway